6 years ago, I started a small business with one skill. I had no experience in content creation, no marketing strategy, and honestly, no idea what I was doing. I was just a girl trying to find a job, and after struggling to find an opportunity, I realized there was one thing I knew how to do. So I turned that skill into something bigger, and over the years, I learned, grew, and built something I never imagined I could.
And it goes a little something like
The reason why you clicked on this video is because you're trying to grow your Instagram business account from this to this, and I'm here to tell you that it's possible, because not too long ago I was in that exact same position. I used to think that I would never be able to grow my page, like I would be stuck at like 300 or 400 Instagram followers. It never occurred to me that I could actually like grow my page. This is me telling you that it is possible, and I'm going to be here sharing everything that I learned to help me grow my page from less than 400 followers to more than 1k followers. Before getting started, I want to say welcome to my channel. My name is Christel Ntambwe, and I am the owner and creator of Chrissycansell. I make handmade beauty accessories, and I've been doing so for 6 years now. And if you've recently subscribed to my channel, I want to say thank you for being here. It means so much to me. Grab a notebook, grab a pen, because I have a lot of things that I want to share with you, and I want to make sure that you come out of this video with at least 1 or 2 things that will help you grow your Instagram page. I made a little PowerPoint that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I wrote down everything in depth, so if you see me looking down, it's because I have this open. So before actually getting into the first thing that I changed, I want to tell you a little bit about my story and where I started from before like the growth. Alright, so when I started my business, I basically had no experience. I only knew a little bit on how to sew. I didn't know anything about like marketing and like content creation. I had no idea at all. And I had no idea what actually made content perform well. Yes, I knew that I needed to film videos. I needed to post like a video for people to like find me. And you know, like after a while, like I just started feeling really like discouraged. I literally started to question like, what is the point of posting? Like it was like a mental battle basically, like with myself. Like I was even like thinking like maybe I should just like, stop. Maybe I should like just not post anymore. And that brings us to the first thing that I had to change to see growth on my Instagram. Changing my mindset. There were certain things that I had to realize. I have 3 points written down here. So number 1, I couldn't expect different results while doing the same things. So how can I change if I keep on doing the same thing? So I had to like basically just say, no, I need to change something. I need to change what I do. Number 2, I had to take responsibility for my own growth. What I mean by this is that I couldn't expect like, let's say my sister to grow my business because it's not her business, it's my business. So I had to take charge. And then the last thing here is I needed to put effort into learning and improving. So this was on me. I needed to do my research. I needed to understand things. Once my mindset changed, I realized that I needed to do something in order for my content to be different. So that brings us to my second point, which is improving my content quality. I started to research how to make my content better. One of the things that I also stopped doing was I stopped only posting my products, and I started to post a lot of behind the scenes. So like packing orders. I started to even talk a little bit more on camera as well. I had a filter on top of my videos. I thought that putting filters on my videos would them like, better. It did not. So I took that off completely, and I started to work more with natural lighting, and I started to work more with artificial light. So like the ring light. That's what I started to use for most of my videos. I started to notice more engagement, more comments. I started to have fun, creating content, editing the content, posting it. And as my content started to improve, I realized that people weren't following me because of my products, but they were following me because they were connecting to me. I learned that growing on Instagram isn't just like about gaining followers. It's about building relationships, creating a community around your brand, and wanting people to connect with me. And one of the things that I really want to highlight is that that people support businesses that they feel connected to. So that's a really big and important part of building and growing on Instagram. One of the biggest ways that I also built those connections wasn't only online, it was by meeting people in real life. So that brings us to step number 4, which is doing markets and meeting people. So markets became one of the biggest reasons why my community grew. So meeting customers face to face actually helped people connect to my brand. So basically, markets helped me introduce my business to new people, which basically led to gain returning customers, which also led to people sharing my page with other people, which also leads into building trust with my audience. And that's why I say that my growth didn't only happen online, it also happened through real life connection. But none of it would have mattered if I wasn't willing to show up consistently. Step number 5, staying consistent for myself. So as I said before, I was on the point of giving up, and I was basically saying, what is the point of, keep on posting? So consistency was something that I had to learn based on my previous actions, my previous thinking. I had to change that and be no, I need to be consistent. And that also meant showing up even when I felt that growing was slow. I had to stop quitting every time I didn't see immediate results. I'm not perfect, and I still have moments where I slowed down. The important thing is coming back and continuing. Another thing that has been helping me recently is paying attention to what's already working. So I basically started to study my explore page, because on Instagram, once you start looking for certain things, the algorithm basically creates your explore page for you based on your interests. If I'm always constantly researching business things or business advice, aesthetic videos, the algorithm on Instagram would basically create my explore page based on that. I started to basically recreate those videos by adding a little twist of my own. Doing trends is for a short period of moment, so it's not going to always do well. I think it's always a good idea to do those trends, because that means people are actively always researching for that topic, so your video that you do will get pushed out to new people. The thing is, it is important to do trends that fit your brand. If you are a handmade business like myself, look at trends that either sewing trends or business trends. Don't do something that is out of your niche. So if I do handmade accessories and I start doing a nature trend, it just doesn't fit together. So once I started to be a little bit more consistent with my content, my quality, and everything combined, I also wanted to understand my analytics. I also wanted to understand what was actually working. That's when I began paying closer attention to my analytics. So if you go on your Instagram, there is a professional dashboard, but in order to access the professional dashboard, you need to change your account into a business account. There's basically insights on everything, on your views, your interactions, new followers, everything. Looking at the insights, it will help you understand which posts are doing well, as well as which of your videos that you create reach new people. So I'm still learning how to really fully understand and properly read my analytics. That is basically how I grew my Instagram page from where I started and to where I am today. I hope that my journey reminds you that growth is possible, and you don't need to know everything before you start. You just have to be willing to learn. If I could do it, I truly believe that you can do it as well. We basically come to the end of this video. If you found these tips helpful, leave a comment down below to tell me where you are in your Instagram journey. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one.